What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. How y'all doing out there tonight? I'm your host, Big T, right here with all of you, right here, right now, today. This is your AEW Dynamite review and results show for today, Wednesday, May 17, 2023. Adam Cole, baby, finally gets his hands on Chris Jericho. We will talk about this and so much more. What's the big announcement from Tony Khan and so much more. Kick back, relax. And we'll get this party started and hit the introductions, and your AEW Dynamite review and results show will be coming your way next. Don't go away, because I will be right back. See you guys in a little bit.
This is M-Dog20, Matt Cross. We're in Cleveland, Ohio, and you are checking out Beyond the Ring with my man, Big T. Thank you, man. Big T.
Hello, this is EC3 of TNA Wrestling, and you are so very fortunate because you are watching Beyond the Ring with Big T.
This is the bad boy Joey Janela, and you're watching Beyond the Ring. Days without team.
What is going on, everybody? How you doing out there tonight? Alright, we're here. We are here, folks. It's another Wednesday night delight. It's time for AEW Dynamite review and results. I'm your host, Big T, right here with all of you right here, right now, today. And, let's get into it real quick. If you guys want to help out the channel, You know what to do. Don't forget to use the hashtag #JusticeForPretty for pet rights, because pets are family. Me, Mom, and T, Little Pretty, we all appreciate it very much. And Pretty will always be our bright little shining star. We love you very much forever and ever, my sweet little angel. And then, of course, after you guys go ahead and do that, you also know what to do, and that is donate to the show on PayPal by clicking on this link in the description of this video. Thank you guys very much for that. That link you see Becky Lynch pointing up at, that's the link you want. That link's pinned to the top of the YouTube live chat, the Facebook live comments, all that stuff. And there is a PayPal button on my YouTube homepage. The link's at the description of this video and every single video that I do right at the top. And any amount you can donate to the show, big or small, would be very much appreciated and really help the channel out. So thank you guys very much for that. And there you go, folks. Don't forget you can check out my website, www.beyondtheringwithbigt.com. You can follow me on Twitter, BeyondTheRingBT. Like me and follow me on Facebook at BeyondTheRingWithBigT. Follow me on Instagram at BeyondTheRingWithBigT. You can also call into the show live on Skype using BigT_119. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything that you want to say about the show itself, so you guys are more than welcome for that. I'd love to hear from you. But, yeah, let's see. Let's see here, guys. There we go. Alright. Just checking something out here really quick. And there we go. Alright, we're good. What's up, Hunter? How you doing? How are you doing? Okay. You ready to talk about AEW Dynamite? AEW, folks. Gotta love AEW. I mean, you got to. You got to. Doing good, Hunter. Doing good. I'm really excited. Really excited about, talking about AEW Dynamite, of course. Always excited for that. AEW is just an awesome show. They had a great show tonight. So I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it, man. I hope you are too. Alright, so let's take a look. There was also an announcement made today on the Warner Brothers Discovery upfronts that AEW is going to be getting their own show, or Saturday night show, I should say, called Collision, which I'm looking forward to that. You know, I think that's going to be pretty damn good. Collision, I think, will be a damn good show. So that's going to be cool. Let's see, what else do they got going on? No mention of CM Punk. I know a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, were talking about the whole CM Punk situation. And, I don't know why they didn't list CM Punk as far as, being involved with Collision, maybe. And this is a big possibility here. CM Punk, they might be trying to make his return a huge surprise to AEW. Instead of just, letting the cat out of the bag right now, they figured, we're going to make a big surprise out of this. We'll make a big spectacle. And I think that's exactly what's happening. They want to make everybody think, because if you think about it, when CM Punk debuted, let's see, Let's see, when CM Punk debuted on Rampage. When CM Punk debuted on Rampage all those times ago, everybody knew he was coming. They knew the first dance, they knew everything. Now, AEW, they don't want people to know, you know? Let's see here, 1 second. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Alright. So yeah, when CM Punk, when he debuted on Rampage a couple of years ago with the whole first dance thing, everybody knew that it was him. Everybody knew that CM Punk was coming in. Cover was blown. I think CM Punk is still coming back to AEW, but they want to keep it a secret. They want to keep this an absolute secret, and they're making people believe that, obviously, he's not coming when he really is. Courtney, how are you doing tonight? Great to see you. Great to see you here. So let's go through stuff that is being reported. I have to go back here. I have to backtrack a little bit, because there was a few things that was reported before the show, and then when the show finally happened, you know, more stuff was reported. So let me go back here. They actually had quite a bit of news on this. So the CM Punk reports are conflicting. I gotta even think where I'm gonna start with this. I didn't know that they had this much news breaking earlier in the day, but alright, here we go. 17th, wait a minute, okay. I don't need that, that's from the 16th, that's an older story. Let's go up here. CM Punk. CM Punk's AEW return date, they're expected to announce it in the coming days. This is one of the reports. Remember, there's other reports to go through. This is what is being reported. Each report is different. CM Punk's AEW return date will be officially revealed soon. According to the Wrestling Observer Live host Andrew Zarian, he wrote on Twitter that fans should expect Punk's AEW return to be announced in the coming days, end quote. Zarian later elaborated a little bit more about the upcoming return during an episode of We're Live, Pal. Oh, I know where they got that. So they named their podcast We're Live, Pal. They got that from Vince McMahon saying of, "It's such good shit, pal." I can't believe they had to use the pal, but they named it We're Live. Oh my god. What people, I know where they got it from. They got it from Vince McMahon saying, and they just changed the words around. Anyway, Zarian later elaborated a little bit more about the upcoming return during an episode, We're Live, Pal, on F4W Online's YouTube channel. As far as I know, CM Punk's return will be announced most likely tomorrow on Wednesday, May 17th. That did not happen. If not tomorrow, most likely very soon in the coming days. This is big, said Zarian. He added that he didn't know how AEW was going to announce the return, and even if he did, he wouldn't feel like spoiling it for the people. Punk reportedly is set to return to AEW on the AEW debut episode of Collision. The first episode will occur in Punk's hometown of Chicago on June 17th. The official announcement of Collision is also expected to take place on Wednesday at the Warner Bros. Discovery upfront presentation. How Punk got involved? I don't know if Punk came before Collision or after, said Zarian. If I'm going to say, if I were to go based on what I know, I would say that Punk came after, and Collision kind of spun in something different than it was supposed to be. I do not know if it is 100% accurate, but I am just going by the information that I have, and I can just assume. Punk has been off of television since his match at All Out in September of 2022 against Jon Moxley. CM Punk retained the AEW World Heavyweight title, but was stripped of the title after a post-show backstage altercation between him and Ace Steel and the Elites Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. So this is where all the CM Punk reporting started. It all started here. All of it. And then it just kind of spun off and went in all these different directions. And, you know, then it got to the point where people were saying, I'm trying to think exactly how it was said because I don't want to, you know, misconstrue or be incorrect. It was basically like, you know, now his return with AEW may not even happen. So it's like, that's why I'm thinking, you know, are they just kind of playing with our heads here and trying to make us believe that, you know, he's not going to show up when he really is? I mean, it's pretty confusing stuff. I think they're really trying to throw people off with this just because this is huge. You know, it's going to make news. Anytime CM Punk is in the news, people go absolutely crazy for him. I mean, they just do. You know, that's how it's always been. Now, as far as more news, we have this. Alright. This is about AEW talent reportedly expecting hard brand split following Collision announcement. Rumors of a roster split in AEW have circulated for more than a month now, with discussion over that time ranging from a soft division to a more concrete brand split. According to a new report from Fightful Select, members of the AEW roster are now under belief that AEW will be introducing a firm brand split with a few exceptions. Many AEW champions likely will not be included, and there will reportedly be others exempt from appearing on one show as well. However, it is currently unclear who on the company's roster that might include. What is also unknown is how the roster divisions will be decided, either via draft or some other means. Last week on AEW Dynamite, the company's owner Tony Khan teased a major announcement that should be coming sometime. Well, it came on Wednesday regarding the future of AEW with Warner Brothers Discovery. Up front's presentation taking place, today. It is expected that AEW Collision will be officially announced, possibly alongside other details relating to a new deal between Warner Brothers Discovery and AEW. In addition to Tony Khan's tease, last week also saw the return of AEW stars Miro and Thunder Rosa to television. Thunder Rosa has been out with an injury since August of last year, and Miro has been largely absent from television for nearly a year, with only sporadic appearances since June. Both are expected to be featured heavily featured on AEW Collision alongside CM Punk. Though it is yet to be announced, the show is expected to debut on Saturday, June 17th at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. Okay, so that's another report. As we keep this all going, here's when the official announcement came down today, because that was in the morning before the official announcement came down. Then next thing you know, the official announcement came down, and everybody, they just started going nuts. There was excitement, there was, you know, a bunch of different feelings. People thinking, what is Collision actually going to be? Is it going to be, you know, like a big show for AEW? How are they going to treat this? There was a lot of questions from everybody in the community, you know, how this show is going to be handled, how the show is going to be treated. And my answer to that question, without even, you know, looking into any reports or anything else, I think the show is going to be treated like AEW's version of SmackDown, because SmackDown is WWE's second show. Raw was their original show, and I think that's what Collision is going to be to AEW. Collision is going to be AEW's, you know, second show, and then, you know, at that point, you're going to have Dynamite be the flagship, then Collision will be the number 2. So, I mean, it's going to be pretty interesting, guys. Like I said, I'm looking forward to this, to see what's actually going to happen with everything here. But as far as talking about it, you know, let's get into, you know, what came of the official announcement earlier today. I'll take you guys through it. So, AEW Collision officially announced at Warner Brothers Discovery up front. After weeks of rumors, it was officially announced on May 17th at the Warner Brothers Discovery up front that AEW's newest live 2-hour program, AEW Collision, will premiere on TNT on Saturday, June 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The roster will boast several top names, including Samoa Joe, Thunder Rosa, Miro, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Andrade El Idolo, in wake of a rumored brand split. AEW President Tony Khan said in a statement, with the addition of AEW Collision on TNT, I'm extremely proud that a Turner Network will be the home of Saturday Night Wrestling for the first time in more than 2 decades. Collision will deliver live every Saturday night more of what fans and viewers tell us they want: athleticism, big personalities, exciting storylines, and hard-hitting wrestling action, all of which have become synonymous with AEW. AEW will now have 6 hours of weekly programming across TNT and TBS, including Dynamite and All Access on TBS on Wednesdays and Rampage on Fridays, followed by Collision on Saturdays on TNT. While not formally confirmed, the belief is that AEW will now tape Dynamite and Rampage on Wednesday nights, and then Collision and Ring of Honor content on Saturdays. It's also reported ad nauseum, but still not yet confirmed, that former AEW World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk is expected to return this summer to serve as the face of Collision after 9 months out of action. He suffered a torn triceps in the main event of AEW All Out last September in the process of winning his second AEW World Heavyweight title. When Tony Khan was recently asked about CM Punk's potential return, he once again stated that he could not comment on the matter. I'm excited for Collision. I think Collision is going to be a huge show. Yeah, I really do. Collision is going to be huge. Absolutely. You know, it really is. It's going to be big. It's going to be big. Now, I will say this. You know, Collision, I've been thinking about how I'm going to cover it, and I have an idea as to how I'm going to cover it. Probably more than likely what is going to happen is that, if you guys know, I usually do my SmackDown and Rampage reviews on Saturday nights because I'm usually out on Friday nights. Probably what is going to come to be now is I probably will review Collision on Saturday night, and then I'll do SmackDown and Rampage on Monday before Raw. Because I think Collision's going to be a bigger show than SmackDown and Rampage. So SmackDown and Rampage could kind of take the longer break and go on into Monday. I was originally going to do that for Collision and, review Collision on Monday before Raw. But if Collision's going to be as big as some people are saying it's going to be, then I think that means I should probably do SmackDown and Rampage on Monday before Raw and do Collision on Saturday when when I usually just get home, and have that be the regular Saturday content show instead of SmackDown and Rampage. So I'll figure something out. I'm kind of tossing some things around as far as how I'm going to do this, but I will figure out a way. Alright, as we keep on going, Andrade El Idolo featured on AEW Collision graphic. The logo draws comparisons to WCW Monday Night Nitro. Andrade El Idolo has been absent from AEW since the fall of 2022, being sent home following a backstage altercation with Sammy Guevara. Now recovering from an injury and taking a honeymoon break with his new wife Charlotte Flair, surely all played a part in his distance from AEW in recent months. Andrade's future with AEW had been a question mark since then, with Andrade spending most of his time posting cryptic tweets or revealing a bit of weight gain. As it turns out, Andrade will be sticking with AEW, evidently on Saturday nights, as Andrade was among the talent announced earlier today for AEW's new Saturday show, Collision. Andrade was featured on the announcement poster, armed with the WCW Monday Night Nitro-inspired logo for the upcoming show. So, there are a number of questions surrounding Andrade's return, namely if he will remain associated with longtime friend and fellow La Facción Ingobernales member Rush. In Andrade's absence, Rush has continued to build the stable, first started by the Duo and La Mascara in CMLL, adding former Dark Order member Preston Vance to the mix in recent months. As for the Nitro nod on the poster, it shouldn't come as much of a surprise considering Tony Khan's fondness for wrestling history. The former flagship show of WCW, which was Monday Night Nitro, ran from September 1995 until March 2001, while acting as a key component of the legendary Monday Night Wars for a stretch. Nitro defeated WWE's rival Monday Night programming for 83 consecutive weeks. They defeated Raw. The tweet, as announced, Warner Brothers at the Warner Brothers Discovery 2023 upfront presentation, TNT will launch a second night of professional wrestling with a new 2-hour series, AEW Collision, starting on Saturday, June 17th, live at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on TNT. And it says, to read the full press release, right here. So, TNT launches the second night of wrestling with AEW Collision. This is how the press release read tonight. TNT launches the second night of wrestling with AEW Collision, featuring headliners Thunder Rosa, Miro, Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Andrade El Idolo on Saturday, June 17th. So, from New York today, May 17, 2023, TNT launches the second night of professional wrestling with a new tentpole series, AEW Collision, on Saturday, June 17th. It was announced today by Kathleen Finch, Chairman and Chief Content Officer, U.S. Networks Group, Warner Brothers Discovery, during the company's 2023 upfront presentation at Madison Square Garden in New York City. This live 2-hour in-ring show will air every Saturday night from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and feature more wrestlers, more stories, and more action to super serve fans. AEW Collision will feature headliners including Miro, Samoa Joe, Thunder Rosa, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Andrade El Idolo. In only 4 years following the launch of AEW Dynamite, AEW's footprint has more than doubled across TNT and TBS, along with AEW Dynamite, Friday nights, AEW Rampage, the recent Follow Doc, AEW All Access, and now AEW Collision. TNT and TBS deliver the best matches and most entertaining moments in professional wrestling today. AEW has reached 23 million total viewers so far this year across all of its shows on TBS and TNT. We are doubling down on wrestling with AEW Collision, which gives fans 2 more hours every week, said Jason Salernis, president of Turner Networks and, Investigation Discovery and Headline News, Linear, and streaming. AEW's roster of talent has expanded so quickly that we felt it needed another night to bring our audience the epic rivalries, unforgettable matches, and stars they love to watch. Adding Collision to our programming mix on TNT will allow us to satisfy the massive demand that we have felt from our hardcore fan base and be the ultimate complement to AEW Dynamite on TBS. With the addition of AEW Collision on TNT, I am extremely proud that the Turner Network will be the home of Saturday Night Wrestling for the first time in more than 2 decades, said Tony Khan, CEO, General Manager, and Head of Creative at AEW. The debut of Collision is significant across numerous sectors, including television, wrestling, entertainment, and sports, and reinforces AEW as the bold property we envisioned when we launched in 2019. Collision will deliver live every Saturday night, with more of what fans and viewers tell us that they want. Athleticism, big personalities, exciting storylines and hard-hitting wrestling action, all of which have become synonymous with AEW. So, that, my friends, is the official press release. So, it's a big thing for Collision, Collision is coming. Collision is coming. So we'll see what happens with this. But that's the official press release. Now, as we continue to go forward here, I can't even believe I'm looking here. You won't believe, and all the CM Punk stuff. The Collision, all this stuff that happened today is bigger news than the show itself. If you want an honest answer here, it just is. Because here's more. Turner Network's president on AEW Collision, he says we are doubling down on wrestling. TNT is officially launching a second night of AEW programming on their channel with the addition of AEW Collision, which premieres on Saturday, June 17th. In a press release, Turner Network's president, Jason Salernis, stated they are doubling down on wrestling. So he says we're doubling down on wrestling with AEW Collision, which gives fans 2 more hours every week. AEW's roster, blah, 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 that they love to watch. Alright, the press release also noted that AEW has reached 23 million viewers so far this year with its content on both TBS and TNT that drew that number by using 1-minute qualifier metrics for AEW Dynamite, AEW Rampage, and AEW All Access, AEW Battle of the Belts content that aired between December 26, 2022 and March 26, 2023. And, AEW launched in 2019 with the premiere of Dynamite on TNT Wednesday nights. Their flagship show moved to TBS at the start of 2022, which made it the first wrestling program to air on the channel since WCW Thunder went off the air in 2001. Rampage has continued to primarily air on Friday nights on TNT, except for when except for when preemptions occur, which has been a trend lately. Battle of the Belts airs quarterly on TNT, while All Access premiered in March with a 6-episode run. The reality-based show followed several top AEW stars, Adam Cole, Britt Baker, the Young Bucks, and it gives fans a sneak peek behind the curtain. So, that's what we got. Now, where's the next one? I'm just kind of doing rapid fire stories here because just to give you guys the news so you know what's out there, and also keep it quick. We got stuff on Tony Khan. We have stuff on Tony Khan. Alright, let's see. Tony Khan comments on Collision announcement. Calls it a great day for AEW. Tony Khan. Let's see what old TK has to say. What does TK have to say? Tony Khan comments on Collision announcement. Calls today a great day for AEW. Following months of rumors about a third AEW TV series, AEW Collision was officially announced this morning. With the show set to premiere on June 17th, AEW President Tony Khan took to Twitter soon after the announcement, sharing his thoughts on the upcoming series. Let's see. Upcoming reality series. Okay. Tony Khan says today's a great day for AEW and it's only the start of great times ahead. He wrote, "We have more info on Collision and a great night of wrestling on Wednesday night, Dynamite, live on TBS. Though the return of CM Punk has been heavily rumored to take place when Collision debuts next month, there's been no official announcement regarding Punk as of yet. It remains to be seen what additional info is released, but with the show only a month away, it seems likely that AEW will soon announce ticket information as well as the venue for Collision's debut, rumored to be at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois." More news. AEW All Access moving from TBS to Max streaming service on June 9th. It was confirmed. Let's see. Confirmed that. Let's see. Hello, Andrea. It was confirmed today at Warner Brothers Discovery. Carlitos, what's up, Carlitos? How you doing? It was confirmed today at Warner Brothers Discovery up front that All Elite Wrestling will be launching AEW Collision on June 17th. The new 2-hour show is set to air on every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Furthermore, it has now been revealed that AEW All Access will be switching to streaming platform Max from June 9th. HBO Max is set to be rebranded as Max later this month. The reality series premiered on March 29th and airs on TBS. As the show takes a look at what goes on behind the curtain at AEW, the revamped Max service will see a wide range of programs be featured, including HBO originals, Warner Brothers films, and The DC Universe Max will launch on May 23rd and will be continuously updated with fresh content, along with All Access, HDTV's Battle on the Beach, and TLC's 90 Day Fiancé. Before the 90 days will also be switching to the streaming platform. It is said that many current HBO subscribers will have their apps automatically updated, while others will be instructed to install the new app. 6 episodes of All Access have aired since the show launched in March. When the program was first announced, it was revealed that it would showcase AEW stars as they navigate week-to-week challenges to remain at the top, and will track the rivalries between the talent as they vie for fans' attention. The inaugural series that has highlighted various aspects of life behind the scenes at AEW, including the personal lives of real-life couple Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Adam Cole. And there you go. Now, former AEW TNT champion Scorpio Sky appears in AEW Collision graphic after a lengthy absence. Like several other notable AEW stars, Scorpio Sky hasn't been seen in a while. In fact, it has been almost a year since Scorpio Sky was last on TV, dropping the TNT Championship to Wardlow. And, let's see, to Wardlow. Where is it? Yeah, to Wardlow. And recent reports suggested Scorpio Sky had been sidelined because AEW hadn't figured out a new direction for him. With the announcement of AEW Collision, however, that seems to have changed. Taking to Twitter shortly after the announcement, AEW's Evil Uno posted a Collision banner featuring Scorpio Sky shooting lasers out of his eyes, an indication that Scorpio Sky could be part of AEW's Saturday show. So, while Scorpio Sky's inclusion will be by far the biggest talking point, it should be noted that Uno's graphic also included several other AEW stars not featured in the poster for Collision's announcement. Earlier this morning, the American Dragon Bryan Danielson, Hangman Adam Page, and Jungle Boy Jack Perry. This would also seem to suggest that Collision will not have as hard of a brand split as previously reported, though the idea of a soft or hard roster split between AEW Dynamite and AEW Collision has seemingly changed by the week at times. Whatever the case, it does look like fans can look forward to seeing Scorpio Sky again soon. In addition to being a former 2-time AEW TNT champion, Scorpio Sky, who is also one of the first signings to AEW, made history back in 2019 when he and Frankie Kazarian became the first ever AEW Tag Team Champions by defeating the Lucha Brothers as they would hold the titles for several months, ultimately losing them to Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega. So, that's what we have. Let's see. There's still more. New report cast doubt on AEW instituting hard WWE-style brand split with Collision. Hunter would not mind a hard brand split for AEW. Honestly, I don't know if I'd want a hard brand split for AEW, to be honest with you. You know? I really don't think I would want it. But let's see. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Okay. Alright. Despite an earlier report stating that some talent in AEW were under the belief that the company would be instituting a firm brand split in the near future, Mike Johnson and PW Elite is reporting that's not the case. So it's not the case. It's not the case. No hard brand split, I guess, from what they're saying here. No brand split, which I guess I'm kind of happy about that. I am kind of happy about that. PW Insider release. Alright, instead, some talent are said to be exclusive to the newly announced AEW Collision on Saturday nights, while others stay on AEW Dynamite, and many will float between both shows based on storylines. It's a hard brand split between Dynamite and Collision. A hard brand split. A hard brand split. They really want to drive this home in these reports. A hard brand split, okay, between AEW Dynamite and AEW Collision was reportedly never under consideration. Let's see. As announced this morning, Collision will debut on TNT on June 17th, though no official announcement. Has been made. The first episode is believed to be centered around the return of CM Punk, possibly with the title of The Second Coming. So it's going to be the second coming of CM Punk, I guess. So what they're saying is there's going to be no hard brand split, and Collision, it's going to be titled AEW Collision, The Second Coming in Chicago. Okay. Though Punk's impending return has been heavily rumored for months, there's been no acknowledgement from either Punk, AEW, or Punk himself. AEW that anything is happening still. Reports have circulated regarding his possible first opponent. While Chris Jericho was pitched as an idea, it sounds as though Punk has put forward his old rival Samoa Joe as an option. In addition to the company's usual stars, members of the AEW roster who have been largely absent in recent months, such as Miro, Thunder Rosa, Andrade Alidolo, and Scorpio Sky, have all been prominently featured in Collision marketing so far. With just a month until the new show premieres, AEW President Tony Khan has teased that more information on the debut of Collision will be revealed on Dynamite. Alright. So, got news on the media rights deal. If there was one announced or not. And then the rest I have all kinds of news on CM Punk, which just, a lot came out. I can't believe how much came out on CM Punk, so I'll have to see how I can breeze through this. Alright, let's see. What happened while the show was on? Was everybody just reporting? Is this what happened today? Is this all everybody did was report on CM Punk? Is this what happened today? Alright. New AEW media rights deal announcement reportedly never planned for the upfronts tonight. Rumors have been flying around for weeks, a new AEW show, and a new AEW show, let's see, which is Collision. And by the way, hopefully there's nothing in these reports that say hard brand split anymore. Alright. potential new rights deal, CM Punk. However, the Warner Brothers Discovery Upfront's presentation on Wednesday only included the official announcement of Collision. Regarding a new media rights deal, PW Elite is reporting, according to multiple sources, that it was never planned for that to be announced today. Wrestling Observer reported a week ago of Collision. Announcement of Collision would concede with the new TV rights deal. However, it's unclear if the new deal will include an increase in TV rights fees. AEW had their TV rights deal extended to a 4-year, $175 million contract. 4-year, $175 million contract in January 2020, which included an agreement for the launch of AEW Rampage in late summer of 2021. AEW President Tony Khan previously stated that he wasn't sweating the approaching renewal date later this year. Tony Khan says, "I expect big increases in the rights for the AEW programs. We're on a good pace to make a very lucrative deal for the AEW media rights going forward." Tony Khan told Uproxx in February, with AEW Dynamite and Rampage and Collision on TNT revealed that AEW All Access will be moving to Max on June 9th. AEW Dark and Dark Elevation were recently pulled from streaming on AEW's YouTube channel, as it was reported that AEW programming will air on Warner Brothers Discovery properties going forward under the new media rights deal. So that's what they had to say. So that's what Tony Khan has to say. Mama T, we got Mama T. She was checking out the show earlier, but now she's doing her own thing. Now she's doing her own thing. I know you guys probably want her back on the show. We'll see when we can get her back on the show eventually. Let's see. New AEW. Let's see. Alright, that one's done. That one's done. That one's done. Alright, so I wiped these out. That one's done. That's done. That's done. That's done. That's done. That's done. Alright. Tony Khan. Alright, we got that one done. That one's done.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Let's see. CM Punk. That's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to find CM Punk. Andrade returning to AEW for Collision saying, "What news? I had no idea." So, Andrade wrote on Twitter, "What news? I had no idea." While it is possible that Andrade is being facetious about how much he knew, it is also possible that his long hiatus from AEW led to him being out of touch with the recent changes. We know, Andrade stepped away from AEW after getting in a backstage fight with Sammy Guevara. We know that. Let's see. So now I think we're just down to CM Punk stuff. So let's see what they got. CM Punk, AEW talent, is reportedly surprised CM Punk's return wasn't part of Collision announcement. AEW finally announced the premiere date for Collision after weeks of rumors, but fans and talent alike have noticed the lack of a major star in its promotional poster. That is CM Punk. Noted that following the show announcement, AEW talents were surprised to see that CM Punk was not mentioned or featured on the graphics, as the Tuesday was that Punk would have been up front and center for the reveal. So, as of this writing, WWE has not announced a location or ticket sales for the Collision debut. Now, it was previously reported that Punk's return would take place on the debut episode, which would emanate from the United Center in Chicago. Similarly to how he debuted on Rampage in 2021, there have been reports that event being called the Second Coming after Punk's debut episode was hailed as the First Dance. So, while there's little doubt surrounding CM Punk's involvement on Collision, there have been conflicting reports surrounding a potential, here's that word again, hard brand split. Let's see. Warner Brothers Discovery then came out and stated CM Punk is not affiliated with AEW Collision after, not affiliated with AEW Collision after press release Discovery. I don't know how you guys feel about CM Punk, but to me, after what he did it all out, does he really need to come back? Does he deserve to come back to AEW after what happened? That's absolutely true. Does he deserve to come back? AEW Collision was officially announced this morning, and despite recent rumors, CM Punk was nowhere to be found in the marketing. It appears Punk was supposed to be involved at one point, as his name seems to have been originally included in the Warner Brothers Discovery press release sent out over email. The amended version of this morning's press release removed all wrestler names from the headline, which previously included Thunder Rosa, Miro Samoa Joe, and Powerhouse Hobbs, in addition to Punk. Now, however, Comic Books Connor Casey is reporting that the outlet asked Warner Brothers Discovery about Punk's involvement and was told by the company that Punk is not affiliated with TNT's AEW Collision. At this point, the situation is just murky. It is unclear if Warner Brothers Discovery is simply playing around to play up a planned surprise, which I think is the case, or if something else is at play. Punk's involvement with the new show has been heavily rumored for months, with reports stating that the Collision debut would be referred to as the Second Coming and would take place at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois, Punk's hometown. So, this is going to be interesting to see what happens with all this. Now, reading more into this whole CM Punk situation, conflicting reports continue to emerge on CM Punk, as there continues to be conflicting reports surrounding AEW Collision, a brand split, and CM Punk's involvement. Fightful Select has provided another update with what they've heard. CM Punk was not featured in promotional material for the announcement of the show, as you guys know. Fightful Select reports that there are still active plans in place for him to be, as with anything in the wrestling world that is subject to change. So, CM Punk has maintained a regular contract with AEW President Tony Khan and supposedly didn't want his return to be heavily promoted ahead of time. In addition to pushing for FTR and Andrade El Idolo to work on Saturday nights, Punk has also pushed for Ace Steel to return to the fold for Collision. At this point, it remains to be seen how that will be handled following his involvement in Brawl Out, where he bid Kenny Omega, reportedly bid Kenny Omega. Regarding the brand split, AEW talent were concerned Wednesday as to which show they would land on in the midst of rumors that AEW would implement a hard split. Fightful was specifically told that all AEW champions would be exempt from any brand split. However, the company is promoting Andrade, Samoa Joe, Rosa, Miro, Hobbs, all these people. On Saturday, several current champions, we got MJF, Orange Cassidy, FTR, House of Black. They were all featured on the initial promotional poster for Collision. So, oops, scrolled the wrong way. Alright, here we go. CM Punk. CM Punk tells fans to go touch grass following reports on his AEW hiatus. CM Punk broke his silence following a day of confusion and rumors following his status with All Elite Wrestling, with the release of a series of statements on his Instagram story. Punk wrote, "Look everyone," Brian Alvarez, it says, "Look everyone," Punk wrote. Brian Alvarez doesn't like it when misinformed internet trolls make up rumors about him. So please stop making up rumors and stories for clicks while Brian makes up rumors and stories for clicks, okay? The posts were in reference to an earlier tweet from Alvarez, which cast doubt on whether Punk and AEW amended fences ahead of their announced Collision premiere on June 17th. Punk went on to remind fans that Alvarez has a family, before challenging Alvarez to the Brian Alvarez shut the fuck up and stop talking about me challenge day one. So, Punk then shared a screenshot of an email that is believed to be from 2009 to 2010, perhaps to suggest that any current animosity had nothing to do with the decade-old issue. Punk's message to fringe wrestling fans: friendly reminder, I haven't been on TV for 9 months, and y'all just can't stop talking about me. Punk wrote another Instagram story saying that love and hate are all the same to him. He says, and I quote, "I don't enjoy being the sole person that props up entire misinformed clickbait industry based on toxic gossip from lying sources. But what can you do? When you're the king, it comes with the crown. Not content with just 2 statements." Punk then released a video on his Instagram story imploring fans to have some perspective. Punk says, "One more before I go really quick," Punk said. A lot of fringe wrestling fans have with certain people is really unhealthy. I get the tribalism, like it's fun to root for your team, but picking sides seems a little silly. You don't know me, you don't know anybody else, so just go touch grass. According to a final post by Punk, this is what happens when there is no hockey, followed by a video of himself working out. So, that's what Punk had to say. And then as far as anything else, just 2 more things on Punk. CM Punk receiving 2023 Iron Mike Mazurkey Award by Cauliflower Alley Club. Amidst the confusion surrounding his possible involvement in the upcoming AEW Collision program, CM Punk has received A little bit of good news on Wednesday. The Cauliflower Alley Club will be announcing that CM Punk will be the 2023 recipient of the Iron Mike Mazurkey Award. According to the Cauliflower Alley Club, the award has been bestowed upon individuals who have made exceptional contributions to professional wrestling and have exhibited outstanding dedication to the sport inside and outside the ring. The award has been given to legendary names such as John Bradshaw Layfield, Sergeant Slaughter, Stu Hart, and other luminaries of the wrestling business. And the latest on the AEW situation with CM Punk, Ace Steel, Chris Jericho. There has been no shortage of news following the announcement of AEW Collision earlier today at the Warner Brothers Discovery upfronts, including the unknown nature of the role set for former AEW World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk on the new Saturday show. The confusion is seemingly rooted in a potential return of Punk's former trainer Ace Steel to AEW as a producer, and it seems as if few answers have been provided. In their latest report, Fightful Select noted that the possibility of Ace Steel coming back to the company was addressed by Chris Jericho during a meeting between himself and Punk towards the end of last month. The meeting's goal was to create a sense of cohesiveness backstage upon Punk's return. And a second meeting was purportedly held this week involving Punk and AEW, where it was stated that Steel was welcome to return to the company and work alongside Punk as long as he wasn't present during AEW television. Punk reportedly disagreed with this clause. Steel hasn't been spotted in the company since being fired due to his involvement in the infamous backstage brawl following All Out last September. Punk joined AEW in 2022 and was part of a backstage team, but was let go just a few months later after the All Out incident. Collision, which will be televised every Saturday and will debut on June 17th, be the third television show after Dynamite and Rampage, which will air Wednesday and Friday respectively. So, let's see. So yeah, after all this stuff, guys, which that's a lot of stuff, you know, a lot of stuff to go through. Yeah, thank God now we got the CM Punk news over with, you know, finally. But I can't believe all the news the people shared about CM Punk. I cannot believe it. And the Collision news, my God, and the hard brand split. Now I can talk about the actual show itself. And, oh boy, so now I gotta find the results page. Let's see. Let's see. Alright, so I hope you guys got your news fill. I hope. There's some news, a little bit of news on the video game. AEW Fight Forever reportedly coming sooner rather than later after multiple delays. At this point, one could make the argument that AEW Fight Forever has become the wrestling video game equivalent of Chinese Democracy, the Guns N' Roses album that took a long time to see the light of day. But after all the delays, conflicting reports, and fan speculation on just when the video game could finally be released, it appears that the long wait for Fight Forever may finally be on the verge of ending. Fightful Select reports sources within Ukes, the developer for the game Fight Forever, and expecting an announcement will be made sooner than later regarding the game's release date with no further clarification provided. So, we'll see whatever. In November of 2020 is when the video game was first announced, and look at where we're at. We're 2.5 years later. So, people are, they want it, they want it. That's exactly what they want. Double or Nothing, let's see, that's only a week and a half away. That's a week and a half away, so I'm excited for that. The Fatal 4-Way match is the one I'm looking forward to. That's the one. That's the match I want to see. That's the match I really want to see. Okay, the review page, there's the results. Alright, we are good to go. Now we'll see what happens here. And real quickly, guys, a legend in the professional wrestling world sadly was lost today. WWE Hall of Famer superstar Billy Graham has passed away at the age of 79. Sad news for the professional wrestling world today as WWE Hall of Famer and former WWE Champion superstar Billy Graham has passed away at the age of 79. Fellow Hall of Famer Nature Boy Ric Flair broke the news on Twitter, which was later confirmed by Dave Meltzer. Ric Flair's tweet read this: "The superstar Billy Graham just left us. Thank you for all your influence on my career," Ric Flair wrote. Graham had recently been placed on life support after a year that saw him, after the wrestling legend contracted COVID-19, a life-threatening ear infection that spread to his skull, inflammation in his lungs, and even renal failure. Graham's doctors nearly took him off of life support 2 days ago, but his wife had refused. Graham's influence was not confined to just the Nature Boy. In his reaction to Graham's passing, Meltzer wrote, "My entire life and tons of others, from Flair to Hogan to Jesse to tons you wouldn't know and tons you would, changed because of him." Superstar Billy Graham was a colorful, outsized personality at a time when professional wrestling was still presented as a, let's see. Okay, so, let's see, Nature Boy. Graham's influence was not confined to just the Nature Boy. Let's see, tons of Hogan, Flair to Jesse, tons of you wouldn't know, and tons of you would change because of him. So, before I get into the last paragraph of this, I just want to say, as far as superstar Billy Graham, really a true legend. I mean, absolute legend in this business. And I remember seeing some of his matches. He was definitely one of the greatest of all time to get inside the ring. I was shocked when I heard this news earlier today. I didn't see it coming. I didn't expect it. But, superstar Billy Graham, what a career. a legend in this business, a wonderful Hall of Famer, and all of us, should really take a moment and just remember your favorite superstar Billy Graham moment. Even some of you that may be watching this show back, and you have a memory of superstar Billy Graham, or a favorite match, a favorite moment. You guys could leave that in the comment section to honor him and pay homage to superstar Billy Graham, who was a true legend in this business, and he will be greatly missed. He will be greatly missed. And, I would definitely like to give my condolences to superstar Billy Graham and his family and his fans, and he will definitely be missed. In the last paragraph here of what was written, right here, let's see. Superstar Billy Graham was a colorful, outsized personality at a time when professional wrestling was still presented as a dry sport. With his bulging muscles, bleach blonde hair, and tie-dye attire, Graham was seen by many as the first sports entertainer. And see, that's huge. That's huge, because look at what WWE has turned into today. They call it sports entertainment, and he was seen by many as the first true sports entertainer. That goes to show you, just how special he was. Jesse the Body Ventura, Hulk Hogan, you had all these people around back then, but Billy Graham was also known, it says right here, Billy Graham was also known for being one of the first wrestlers. Well, why did they have to throw this in? I mean, really, alright, see, this is how reporting goes here. They are putting, they have this thing written up about superstar Billy Graham, and, the whole thing is, kind of, it's like, why did they throw this in at the end, In the report, they're putting, he was known for being one of the first wrestlers to heavily use steroids, a practice that Graham later regretted, as years of steroid use took a toll on his health and the health of other wrestlers. Graham has advocated for its responsible use by past WWE champions. Alright, so that's a good part that they put into that. I thought they were going to say, oh well, he used steroids and this and that, but no, at least they put in at the end that he advocated for its responsible use. So Billy Graham, I guess, spoke out against steroid use, due to his own experiences with it. Billy Graham was also inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2004. Again, I would like to send my condolences, thoughts, and prayers to the friends, family, and fans of superstar Billy Graham, who has passed away at the age of 79. He will be missed, but he will never be forgotten. Rest in peace, superstar. Okay, guys. Okay. Yeah, that is, I actually found that out. I think it was after Dynamite ended. That was after Dynamite ended when I found out. About Superstar, and just a true legend, and class act, a Hall of Famer, a legend, anything you can think of. But just any of you that listen to this, share your comments with your favorite moment or favorite match or favorite memory of Superstar Billy Graham, just to pay your respects and pay homage and give a little tribute to him tonight. So, let's move on to the show itself. After all that talk and all that news, I'm gonna take a quick drink of water here. And get the review portion of the show going. Because talking for an hour straight, definitely, I need a little something. Okay. Alright guys, let's see. Here's the results page. AEW Dynamite review results. Wednesday, May 17, 2023. Chris Jericho versus Roderick Strong. And Switchblade Jay White faces Absolute Ricky Starks. Tonight we see Chris Jericho compete against Roderick Strong in a Falls Count Anywhere match with Adam Cole and the rest of his Jericho Appreciation Society band from the building. Roderick Strong is out to deal with his friend's major rival while trying to establish himself in AEW at the same time. The Outcast members, Ruby Soho and Toni Storm, will be in tag team action on Dynamite tonight as they face Britt Baker. And Hikaru Shida. Alright, so which was a last-minute change as Jamie Hayter wasn't medically cleared to compete, altering it from the 6-woman tag team match. Alright, so also here, the issues between Ricky Starks and Jay White will also reach a boiling point tonight as both men are set to finally compete in singles action after Jay White has been attacking Ricky Starks. Fans can also expect to hear from Don Callis following his shocking actions last week while he betrayed Kenny Omega by attacking him with a screwdriver, allowing Jon Moxley to defeat him in the process. Just, for those of you that are AEW fans, I know you might not watch my WWE content, but if you guys are familiar with, my thought on WWE content sometime, Britt Baker is, she's nearing Chelsea Green levels. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, just check out a show where I give my thoughts on Chelsea Green. That's all you need to know. Alright. So, let's get into this, and we'll talk about everything right now. We'll talk about the whole show and everything we got here. I still can't believe I went through all that news. I guarantee you this will probably be the only review in the community where you'll have all the news and a complete review. I'm telling you. I actually knocked that out in record time, I think, with everything that was there. Because there was a lot there. Alright, folks. So, let's take a look. There it is. Alright. Alright, so fans can also expect to hear from Don Callis following his shocking actions last week where he betrayed Kenny Omega by attacking him with a screwdriver, allowing Jon Moxley to defeat him in the process. Several of the 4 pillars will be in action too, as Jungle Boy Jack Perry is set to compete against Roosh in singles action, while the Spanish God Sammy Guevara will be facing an unknown opponent. Darby Allin will also be competing as he teams up with Orange Cassidy against Lee Moriarty and Big Bill. Big Bill. Believe me, even Mama T has already said that Big Bill is a funny name. Big Bill. Maybe one day, Mama T will let you guys know how she feels about the name Big Bill. Yeah, because it just sounds goofy. It really does. It just sounds completely goofy. But anyway, I mean, really, if you think about it, it's like one of the most generic names. It really is. That you could ever hear. Big Bill. Okay. You know, I think William Morrissey would have been better, to be honest. If they would have kept it with William Morrissey and did William Morrissey, that name fit him more. Plus, it just was his real name. I mean, this whole Big Bill thing, I don't understand this Big Bill thing. I just don't think it fits him. I don't. So, I mean, there's little things like that I could kind of nitpick at, but yeah, you guys know what I mean. Alright. So now taking a look here. Let's see how they kicked off the show tonight. Alright. Finally, Tony Khan promised a major announcement on the show last week, and following the official news regarding AEW Collision, it is expected that it will be related to that. So we start off the show with Wardlow calling out Christian Cage. So that's exactly what Wardlow did. He called out Christian Cage. So I was thinking already, you know, what was going to happen here? You know, what was really going to happen? Wardlow and Christian Cage. Oh, that's after this. I was going backwards. Wardlow calls out Christian Cage. So Wardlow, my buddy Wardlow, says last week Christian made a lot of promises that he wants to see him follow through with, and calls him out to the ring to spit in his face. So Wardlow was pulling no punches. He said exactly what he was going to do to Christian Cage. He wanted to spit in his face. That's exactly what he wanted to do. And, you know, at least Wardlow was honest. At least Wardlow was honest. That's a good thing. He didn't pull no punches. So that was good. I gotta say, even though I love Wardlow, I don't know how I feel about his new look, guys. I'm still kind of missing the old look from Wardlow. I really am. But as we go forward with what Wardlow had to say, let's see. So he's going to spit in his face. Christian then makes his way down to the ring with Luchasaurus, and he aims to spit on Wardlow. Christian does, but he starts attacking Wardlow first. Luchasaurus then gets involved and tries to stop Wardlow. And while Wardlow takes control early on, he ends up, being dropped after a low blow from Christian. Christian then attacks Wardlow while Luchasaurus hands him a ladder, which he runs into Wardlow head first. Christian then props up the ladder onto the middle turnbuckle, and Luchasaurus chokeslams him through it, snapping the ladder right in half. They then bring the broken ladder to the middle of the ring as Christian hits the kill switch and then drops Wardlow face first onto the ladder as Christian poses with the TNT title. So, there you go. Wardlow and Christian Cage to meet in TNT title ladder match at Double or Nothing. Wardlow will be defending his AEW TNT Championship against Christian Cage in a ladder match at Double or Nothing. Wednesday's edition of AEW Dynamite kicked off with a bang after Wardlow called Christian out to the ring as a result of weeks of animosity between these two men. Christian and his right-hand man Luchasaurus answered the call. A verbal exchange between these two ensued before both men got into a brawl, which ultimately break. Wardlow's mentor, Arn Anderson, Double A Arn Anderson, approached him and expressed that he should have been in the ring with him. Wardlow explained that he told him to stay in the back in an effort to protect him before challenging Christian Cage to the aforementioned ladder match, with some encouragement from Arn Anderson, and the match was made official. This will be Wardlow's first defense of the AEW TNT title since dethroning Powerhouse Hobbs on the April 19, 2023 episode of AEW Dynamite. So, that's what we have there. Now, as we go forward, the segment was good, it advanced to a match and whatnot, so we got what we got. And let's see, what's the next part of the show? Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin. Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin go up against Big Bill and Lee Moriarty. Moriarty starts aggressively by attacking Orange Cassidy, and then they begin exchanging pinfall attempts, and both men tag out as Big Bill just throws Darby around the ring as he responds by sending both of his opponents out of the ring, as he and Orange Cassidy then dive outside the ring to attack them once more. However, as they get back into the ring, it is Big Bill who comes out on top of the big boot to the face of Orange Cassidy. What do you think of that, Mama T? Big Bill with a big boot. Everything's big for Big Bill. He then focuses on the injured back of Orange Cassidy, standing on it before throwing him into the turnbuckles. By the way, this is Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin against Big Bill and Lee Moriarty in a tag match. But, he focuses on the back of Orange Cassidy, standing on it before he throws him into the turnbuckles. Orange Cassidy avoids Big Bill in the corner, but he is then blocked by Moriarty, yet Orange Cassidy reverses him as well, and Darby tags in, throwing himself at both of his opponents. However, he gets caught in midair by Big Bill, who nails a sidewalk slam, but Darby manages to kick out. Moriarty and Orange Cassidy return to action, but Orange Cassidy takes him up to the top turnbuckle as he and Darby Allin work together to hit a double superplex. Yet they then both get run down by a double clothesline from Big Bill. Orange Cassidy is able to set up Lee Moriarty into the drop zone, though, as Darby nails a coffin drop while Orange Cassidy hits Big Bill with the orange punch to stop the interference. But Darby then gets the headlock takeover pinfall to send a message to MJF. And I like that touch. Your winners are Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin in this tag team match. Okay. So, the Young Bucks. That match was good, by the way. That tag match was good. That was a good match. But now, we got the Young Bucks. Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, are asked backstage by Kenny Omega as they are, just getting ready to start talking. Jon Moxley and the Blackpool Combat Club, they come up behind the Young Bucks, right? That's what happens. Young Bucks then get jumped by the Blackpool Combat Club. As the Blackpool Combat Club launches the Young Bucks around the parking lot, beating the shit out of them. So that's what we got there. Backstage, Arn Anderson tells Wardlow he should have been out there, but Wardlow says that is why he wasn't. Anderson then asks, what is Wardlow prepared to do? And Wardlow tells Christian they can play with ladders, and he suggests a ladder match at Double or Nothing for the TNT title against Christian Cage. Orange Cassidy is then shown backstage, and he says a lot of people want a shot at his title. And then he tells them to go and tell Tony Khan, as he will then fight them all at Double or Nothing. So now at this point, we got Sammy Guevara in action. Sammy Guevara goes one-on-one with Exodus Prime. GTH, which is the Go to Hell. Just like that. 1, 2, 3, and the pin and the win here. You know, easy. Easy stuff. You know, it was one of those things. 1, 2, 3, pin in the win, you know, Exodus Prime. That's all the match was. Exodus Prime, bell rang, Exodus Prime missed a punch. He got hit with a sharp knee strike, and Sammy quickly got into the GTH, you know, the Go to Hell, for the 1, 2, 3, and the pin and the win. The match was over. Sammy Guevara won. Sammy gets on the microphone afterwards and says he remembers the good and bad from his childhood, but it got him there, or it got him here. He admits that he has made mistakes that people have seen firsthand. His heart says at Double or Nothing, he will be the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. So there you go. Sammy Guevara. I'm telling you, Sammy Guevara, he's actually been really damn solid and really good. He's been picking up his game. I mean, we know MJF is not losing, period. You know, MJF is not losing. It's just not the case. You know, we know. That's basically what I can say on that aspect of it. But after all this, Double J Jeff Jarrett and, you know, Jay Lethal, all those guys, Jeff Jarrett and his whole entire crew. Double J, man. Double J Jeff Jarrett. Which, you know, Tony Khan actually has Jeff Jarrett on his television quite a bit. You know, you wouldn't expect that. You would expect Jeff Jarrett to be on less, but you know, he gets pretty good treatment. And is on there quite a bit. So let's see here. Jeff Jarrett and his crew come out, but before they start talking, FTR appears and they push Satnam Singh right off the stage and through some tables. They then begin brawling with their challengers, but it's FTR who comes out on top. However, Karen Jarrett then appears, Jeff Jarrett's wife, and nails Cash Wheeler with a low blow, which allows Jarrett to hit the stroke on Dax Harwood. Satnam Singh returns to the ring and drops both FTR with double choke slams, as their attack is rounded out with double guitar shots to the head of FTR. So Karen Jarrett debuts on AEW Dynamite by attacking FTR ahead of their match against Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal at this year's Double or Nothing. FTR thought that they could get the drop on their challengers by attacking them on this week's AEW Dynamite as they were approaching the ring to speak with Tony Schiavone. FTR first disposed of Satnam Singh in grand fashion by sending him off the stage. Then Jay Lethal got his shirt ripped off, his pants nearly ripped off. I mean, he had half of his pants missing. It was funny. Once in the ring, FTR planned to execute a big rig on Double J. However, the cavalry arrived in the nick of time. While things were looking bleak for Jeff Jarrett, his wife, Karen Jarrett, entered the ring and surprised Cash Wheeler with a low blow. This opened the door for Jeff Jarrett to take out Dax Harwood with a stroke. Plus, to add insult to injury, the Jarretts celebrated with their associates following a pair of brutal and personalized guitar shots to FTR. Because one of the guitars said Dax, one of them said Cash. When they got hit with it, they got hit with their own guitar. No. This isn't the first time that Jeff Jarrett's wife has stepped into a wrestling ring with him. The pair have a long history of working together in TNA Impact Wrestling and in Global Force Wrestling. During their time in those promotions, Karen was involved in storylines with AJ Styles, Booker T, and Sharmell, China, EC3, and Karen's ex-husband Kurt Angle. She also served as an authority figure in TNA as the commissioner of the Knockouts division in 2011 and acted as a key player in Global Force Wrestling's Invasion of Impact Wrestling in 2017. While it is currently unclear if she has any plans in AEW beyond a managerial role for her husband Jeff Jarrett and his team, or if this appearance is only part of a limited run, there's likely a number of people in the locker room that can find themselves at odds with Karen Jarrett in the future. So, we'll see what happens with that. So as we continue to go on, that was a good segment as well. Darby Allin is then shown backstage, and Darby Allin says it is no secret how much the upcoming title match means. However, Sammy Guevara then turns up. He shows up as one of them needs to take the belt. Sammy Guevara talking like a babyface. He's like, I'm not going to lay down for Max. I gotta try to win the title myself, but all I know is what needs to happen is that, one of us, you, meaning Darby, me, meaning Sammy, or Jungle Boy, has to become the champion. Darby Allin basically said, may the best man win. They did a fist bump, and that was that. That was that. Simple. Simple, to the point, easy. It was just done and done. So, I don't know. I don't know now, what they're going to do in that situation. But that's what we got. I think MJF's still going to be the champion, to be honest with you. I don't know what the final Dynamite on the road to Double or Nothing is going to look like with the 4 pillars. I wish, out of all the times, how they do contract signings for shit in wrestling all the time? Why don't they have a contract signing for these 4 guys? They should have a table. They should have all 4 guys in the ring signing the contract. And it should be like the 4 pillars of AEW roundtable contract signing in the ring. See, now, I'm not usually one for contract signing segments, but with those guys, that is a contract signing that I would love to see. I would love to see that. I wish AEW would actually do that. Now, that's a contract signing I can sink my teeth into, to be honest with you. I really can. That would be fucking awesome. Awesome shit. So, whether or not they'll ever do it, I don't know. But I just gave them an idea they can use for a segment on Dynamite next week. What do you think, AEW? What do you think, Tony Khan? If you come across it and you use that contract signing idea next week, pay me. It'd be greatly appreciated. Because I'm telling you, that segment on Dynamite, that's like a perfect go-home segment. Like I said, I'm not a contract signing guy, but in this case, I'm telling you, that contract signing would be perfect. It would be absolutely freaking perfect. Hopefully they do it. I really, really do hope that they do it. But will they? Who the fuck knows? In reality, who the fuck really knows? Alright. So let's see what we got in the next part of the show. What do we got next? We got more. We got more AEW. AEW. Love AEW. Alright, guys. Women's action. If you guys want some women action, I got some women's action. Tag team action, to be exact. Toni Storm and Ruby Soho with Saraya in their corner of the Outcast, going up against the team of Hikaru Shida and Dr. Britt Baker DMD with Jamie Hayter in their corner. Actually, I don't think Jamie Hayter was even there, to be honest with you. But anyway, the Outcast gained control early on, but Hikaru Shida turned things around with several shots to Ruby Soho, which is followed up by a drop kick. Ruby steps on Shida's foot and then hits a knee strike, which allows Toni Storm to tag in and stomps away on her opponent. Britt Baker is able to tag in, but a distraction allows Saraya to pull the legs of Britt, which sets up the hip attack from Toni Storm. With Britt on the floor, Saraya nails some more knee strikes as Toni then throws Britt into the barricade as she brings in Ruby, who almost gets caught by a roll-up straight away. But she quickly regains control and slows the pace down. Toni then tags back in, but runs into a big boot and a neckbreaker, which allows Shida to tag in, and she instantly starts trading punches with Ruby, but it is Shida who comes out on top. Toni comes in and eats a forearm, while Saraya does as well, as Shida follows it up with a crossbody to take out all three of them on the outside. Britt comes back in and hits a neckbreaker to Toni, which leads to a DDT on Ruby at the exact same time. She tries to follow it up with a lockjaw, but Ruby reverses and hits the no future on Britt. Toni tags in and attacks Shida, but she is then dropped with an air raid crash and then the stomp. However, Saraya distracts the referee when Britt got the advantage, and that allows Toni Storm to spray Britt Baker in the face with the spray paint. With the green spray paint, then Toni Storm hit the Storm Zero on Britt Baker and pinned her 1-2-3 for the pin of the win. Your winners are Toni Storm and Ruby Soho with this women's tag team match. So that's what we have there. But yeah, that's what we got. That is what we got. Alright. Jamie Hayter, if you want news on her, she was scratched from her match on tonight's AEW Dynamite due to injury. So, the card is always subject to change in professional wrestling. And that's the case for tonight's AEW Dynamite. The Outcasts were scheduled to face the team of AEW Women's World Champion Jamie Hayter and Dr. Britt Baker DMD and Hikaru Shida. However, it appears that the trios match has been modified to a traditional tag team match. AEW owner and promoter Tony Khan broke the news via Twitter when the doctors would not clear Jamie Hayter due to injuries caused by the nefarious Saraya, Ruby Soho, and Toni Storm. Because of this development, Ruby and Toni will now take on the tandem of Britt and Shida. The originally advertised trios match stemmed from Shida's return to AEW 2 weeks ago, appearing for the first time since December. She returned to seemingly join forces with the Outcast, however Shida did, but Shida and her trusty Kindlestick double-crossed the Outcast and assisted Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter, who have had ongoing issues with the Outcast for some time. The confrontation set the stage for the trios match announced for AEW Dynamite, but the match was changed just hours before bell time. While there's currently no timetable for Jamie Hayter's return to the ring, or details regarding the severity or legitimacy of her injury, this highly anticipated trios match will almost certainly take place somewhere else down the road. I'm thinking not Double or Nothing anymore, but until then, the Dangerous Dennis, Britt Baker, and the Shining Samurai Hikaru Shida will need to keep their heads on a swivel tonight as they deal with their opponents in the ring and the sneaky Saraya at ringside. And let's see, right here, let's see. Jamie Hayter's AEW women's title defense at Double or Nothing has been revealed. So let's see what they gotta say here. As doubt clouds her on-screen medical status, the path Jamie Hayter must follow to remain AEW Women's World Champion in the summer is coming sharply into focus. During Wednesday night's episode of AEW Dynamite, it was announced that Jamie Hayter will defend her AEW Women's World title at the Double or Nothing pay-per-view against the Outcast Toni Storm in a rematch of the match at Full Gear last November that saw Jamie Hayter win the title for the first time by defeating Toni Storm. Jamie Hayter did not appear on Wednesday's Dynamite episode despite being promoted for a trios match against Toni Storm and the rest of the Outcast. AEW President Tony Khan announced just hours before the broadcast that Jamie Hayter was not medically cleared, as her health has been a key component of her story since she was rammed shoulder first into the steel ring steps by Toni Storm during a match on Dynamite last month. So, there you go. Alright. So that was a decent women's match, but Renee Paquette is then shown with Orange Cassidy once again, and Renee claims that 20 people just spoke to Tony Khan about facing him for the Intercontinental Championship, and Orange Cassidy suggests a blackjack battle royal for his international title at Double or Nothing. I got news on it. Orange Cassidy getting unusual AEW international title defense at Double or Nothing. Orange Cassidy has been defending his AEW International Championship against a seemingly endless parade of opponents over recent months, so it makes sense that he would prefer a more efficient model of turning away title challengers. After Orange Cassidy stated that he would defend his championship against anyone who wants a shot, he learned during Wednesday night's Dynamite that at least 20 individuals had approached AEW President Tony Khan to express their interest. In response, Orange Cassidy offered to take on all of his would-be challengers at once. Orange Cassidy says, and I quote, 20, huh? Orange Cassidy says during a backstage interview on AEW Dynamite, he's like, that's a lot. Alright, I guess I'll just fight them all. And, that match will happen at the Double or Nothing pay-per-view on Sunday, May 28th, where Orange Cassidy will defend his international title against 20 challengers in a blackjack battle royal. And then, quote, there, as of this writing, AEW is yet to announce the 20 participants who will try to dethrone Orange Cassidy's title reign as AEW International Champion. Orange Cassidy last defended his title against Daniel Garcia on the May 10th episode of AEW Dynamite, following a successful title defense against Bandito on April 26th. Since defeating Jeff Jarrett to become the inaugural champion in March at Battle of the Belts, Orange Cassidy has put away the likes of The Butcher, Jalistico, Buddy Matthews, and Gabriel Kidd at various televised events. Orange Cassidy has become the inaugural, well, not the inaugural, he beat the inaugural champion. Orange Cassidy beat Pac, who was the inaugural champion last October, with a victory over Pac. The title was then renamed when AEW visited Canada for a pair of shows earlier this year. Besides the 21-man Blackjack Battle Royal, other title matches that are confirmed for Double or Nothing include AEW World Champion MJF defending his title against Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, Jungle Boy Jack Perry. AEW World Tag Team Championships FTR against Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal. AEW TNT Championship Wardlow, My Buddy Wardlow defending against Christian Cage. AEW Women's World Champion Jamie Hayter defending her title against Toni Storm. And the event will also feature an Anarchy in the Arena match pitting the Elite against the Blackpool Combat Club. That match is going to be fucking amazing. Okay. So let's continue on with this review. As we continue on here, Tony Khan is then shown backstage, where he says today has been one of the greatest days in the history of AEW, as Tony Khan announces several dates for AEW Collision, and next week he will reveal where the premiere episode will be. So, yeah, he's really kind of dragging it out, really trying to get some, interesting press, I guess, going into this. Tony Khan shares additional details on the launch of AEW Collision. After the news broke that AEW Collision would officially be premiering on June 17th at the Warner Brothers Discovery Upfronts on Wednesday, Tony Khan provided some additional details as to where the show will be emanating from over the next several weeks. During Wednesday's edition of AEW Dynamite, Tony Khan announced that the new Saturday show was headed to Canada and set to make a stop in Toronto at the Scotiabank Arena on June 24th, the night before AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling's joint pay-per-view Forbidden Door. He divulged that the AEW was headed to the First Ontario Centre in Hamilton, Ontario on June 29th, in Regina, Saskatchewan's Brand Centre on July 8th, and the Scotiabank Saddle Dome in Calgary on July 15th, before Collision comes to the United States at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey on July 22nd. Tony Khan noted that the location of the premiere date would be kept under wraps for the time being, and he would provide more information in regards to that next week on AEW Dynamite. So, shit. There you go. That's the news there. What else? Orange Cassidy, we talked about that. We talked about Tony Khan. So now we just got a few things left here, which I can go through. And I'm excited for this, guys. I'm really excited for this. So let's take a look and go on with what we got. Tony Khan. No, I read that. That's right. Chris Jericho versus Roderick Strong in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And man, was this fun. This match was fucking amazing. Roderick Strong attacks Chris Jericho as soon as he gets to the ring, nailing several knee strikes and then several running elbows as Jericho is unable to get his jacket. Strong then lifts Jericho up and plants him to the mat face first as he continues the attack by dropping him onto the ring apron and then delivers another big chop. However, Jericho fires back with a few stiff shots of his own as he then just launches a water bottle at him. Jericho then looks for the walls of Jericho and he manages to lock it in, but he is able to get hold of the ropes as the fight then spills to the outside as Jericho sends Strong into the crowd and the two begin brawling up the stairs with Jericho throwing a garbage can at Strong. But Strong responds by throwing Jericho onto the railings. Both men continue brawling at the top of the concourse, with Strong dropping Jericho onto the counter. They then take things to the stairs where the chops between them continue on a barricade just next to them. Jericho hits a running forearm, but Strong manages to kick out. Strong then launches some plastic cutlery at Jericho, and the two continue chopping each other as Strong covers Jericho's face with Mr. Softy. As Strong continues to attack Jericho, both men brawl outside the arena. But Adam Cole, baby, he shows up right behind Chris Jericho and starts attacking him, throwing him into some mud as he beats him down on him, before hitting the boom. Adam Cole hit the boom on Chris Jericho. Roderick Strong then follows it up with a jumping knee and then covers Jericho for the 1, 2, 3 and the pin to secure the win. Your winner is indeed Roderick Strong, getting a huge win over Chris Jericho. Now, this made sense because Adam Cole was barred from the building. The whole Falls Count Anywhere stipulation was to get Jericho out of the building, so that Adam Cole could get his hands on him. I thought that's pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting way that they did things here. So, that's just a couple things I could throw in right there and tell you guys that, it was like, wow, really? So anyway, after that, let's see, Roderick Strong. So Roderick Strong won. Man, what a fantastic match. I really did love that match, too. I fell in love with that match. I did. Let's see, real quick. Lucha Brothers are set to defend the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles on next week's AEW Dynamite. The Lucha Brothers will defend the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships against the Blackpool Combat Club's Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta on next week's AEW Dynamite. Claudio Castagnoli earned the right to challenge for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles by defeating Rey Fenix in a Double Jeopardy match on the May 10th episode of AEW Dynamite. Rey Fenix and Penta El Zero Miedo of the Lucha Brothers have defended their titles only once against Powerhouse Hobbs and QT Marshall at Battle of the Belt 6. Since capturing the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships in a Reach for the Sky ladder match at Supercard of Honor, let's see, at Supercard of Honor, the Lucha Brothers had won the vacated Ring of Honor titles by defeating teams such as Top Flight, The Kingdom, Aussie Open, and La Facción Ingobernable. As of this writing, the Lucha Brothers vs. the Blackpool Combat Club is the only match confirmed for next week's Dynamite, which would be AEW's final stop ahead of next weekend's Double or Nothing pay-per-view in Las Vegas, Nevada, as AEW is likely to announce more matches and segments for the show. Let's see. So yeah, that's what you got there. So that'll be interesting. Hopefully the Blackpool Combat Club actually get to win there. I think that would make for an interesting story of the Blackpool Combat Club kind of taking over, getting a little more gold. I think it would be interesting. To be honest with you, I do. Next up, Jungle Boy Jack Perry going one-on-one with Rouge. Jungle Boy Jack Perry tries to shake hands with Rouge to start, but he kicks it away and sends him out of the ring before launching him around the ringside area into the barricade. Reportedly, Jungle Boy is then busted wide open as Rouge uses a chair outside the ring while Jose, the assistant, distracts the referee. Back inside the ring, and Rouge delivers a series of headbutts in the corner as Jungle Boy refuses to give up. Jungle Boy attempts to fire back with a clothesline, but Rouge just absorbs it and then continues his attack with another headbutt. Jungle Boy then delivers a series of chops, only to run into a jumping knee, but Jungle Boy finally takes Rouge off of his feet with a drop kick, as both men then end up on the top turnbuckle going chop for chop until Jungle Boy connects with a Hurricane Rana off the ropes. However, Jose, the assistant, grabs the boot, which stops Jungle Boy's momentum, but that doesn't stop Jungle Boy from catching Rouge and putting him in the snare trap. But Rouge reaches the ropes as both men then go back and forth on the ring apron until Rouge throws Jungle Boy down onto the floor, as Rouge then attacks violently in the corner until he is then pulled away by the official, which leads to Rouge pushing the referee. However, while they argue, Jungle Boy gets a roll-up for the 1, 2, 3 and the pin in the win. Your winner is Jungle Boy Jack Perry. So, after the match here, Rouge and Preston Vance jump Jungle Boy until Darby Allin hits the ring, but he is beaten down as well. That is until Sammy Guevara runs down and evens up the odds, and the three pillars take care of Rouge's group and showcase respect for each other. MJF then doesn't look too happy as he's shown backstage watching what just unfolded, and he slams the microphone out of Renee Paquette's hand as she walks up behind him to try to ask him a question, and MJF just storms away. He walks right away. So MJF he's completely infuriated. MJF is very, very upset at what's going on. You can tell now that MJF is feeling the heat, so to speak. He really is. He is feeling that heat, right now. So that MJF, he knows that this is a huge threat to his championship. He's not stupid. He knows what time it is. So, that was a great match, though, with Rouge and Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy wins. Toni Storm is then shown backstage as she complains about Jamie Hayter not even showing up. Toni Storm says if Jamie Hayter has any guts left, she would put her AEW Women's title on the line against her at Double or Nothing, which was, confirmed and made official and had a graphic and everything for it. That much I can tell you, so that match is on like Donkey Kong. Alright. Next up here, we have Switchblade Jay White with Rock Hard Juice Robinson in his corner, going up a one-on-one with Absolute Ricky Starks, and this is a great match. Switchblade Jay White and Absolute Ricky Starks, they waste no time getting into a brawl with Ricky Starks coming out on top early on. However, as he follows Switchblade Jay White out of the ring, White drives Starks into the ring post, only for Starks to respond by sending White into the barricade. Back inside the ring, and White hangs up Starks on the top rope, following it up with a chop, but Starks instantly responds with a back body drop. The fight then goes back outside of the ring, with White driving Starks into the ring apron while he follows it up with a dragon screw inside the ring. He then slowly starts to focus on the ribs of Starks with a forearm shot, which is then followed up by a chop, but Starks then fires up and delivers one of his own as well, as several stomps, and then a big clothesline. Starks then hits a DDT after bouncing off the top rope, but the pinning combination does not get the result. White turns things around in a flash with a DDT of his own, as he then hangs up Starks on the top rope, and then a Uranagi. But Starks kicks out this time. Starks begins hammering several elbow strikes, though until White just dumps him over the top rope to try and bring an end to the abuse. Starks connects with a swinging neckbreaker. When they get back into the ring, and then he hits the chance, but White kicks out. Starks then almost catches White with a roll-up when reversing the Blade Runner, but he does manage to hit a spear, Starks does. White then rakes the eyes of Starks, which leads to Rock Hard Juice Robinson aiming to hit him with a steel chair. But Starks takes it off of him and attacks him with it. However, he then uses the chair on Jay White as a result, resulting in a disqualification. So your winner via disqualification is Switchblade Jay White. Now, normally I'm not big on the disqualification finishes, and I complain about, how it's just not a good thing and whatnot. I always find some kind of issue, I always find some kind of an issue, somewhere with disqualification finishes. It's just one of those things that's like a pet peeve. It really is like a pet peeve of mine. It's aggravating. It's very aggravating to me. It always has been very aggravating to me. I don't know how people like disqualification finishes. Really, it legitimately drives me insane, but this match was really good for a disqualification finish. So I really can't, I can't bitch about it. I really can't, because it wasn't that bad of a finish. I've seen way worse finishes. The match was just so damn good, that I can't really argue it. It was really that good. It was that good. It was that good of a match. And it really did the job that it needed to do. So, I don't know what you guys think. But that's how I feel about it. You guys can let me know how you feel about it, but that's where I was at. I'm like, damn, this is pretty good shit. This is pretty damn good shit. So I was entertained. I was thoroughly entertained by this. And hopefully it keeps up. Hopefully it keeps up. Alright guys, so now what everybody was waiting for was the big thing with what's going to happen with Don Callis. Everybody wanted to hear about Don Callis. What's Don Callis gonna say? What's Don Callis gonna do? You know, everybody was asking the $1 million questions about Don Callis. Well, I'm here to answer those questions for you. Okay. So let's take a look here and get into the whole thing with the Don Callis situation. Don Callis. Which, I mean, you know, I think I've told you guys this many times, that I just had a feeling, you know, that I had this gut feeling that Don Callis was going to turn on Kenny Omega, and I'm sure you guys probably remember that, because I don't know, I really did just have that feeling in my gut that that's what was going to happen. You know, I felt that way for quite a while now, and I think you guys know that. It's just that hunch that I had, you know, that would not leave me alone. And, you know, sometimes that happens, you know, you get those annoying hunches that will not leave you alone, and it'll just keep at you, and keep at you, and keep at you, and yeah. That is what happened with this. It just kept really gnawing at me that Don Callis was going to turn. That he was indeed going to turn on Kenny Omega. And sure enough, he did. Sure enough, he did. And that actually led us to where we're at right now, and everybody's like, is Don Callis going to, is he going to actually, you know, show himself? Is he actually going to join the Blackpool Combat Club? Is he going to do this? Is he going to do this? Everybody was thinking, well, what can Don Callis do? And I was thinking, I'm like, he probably already joined the Blackpool Combat Club for all we know. Omar, yes, AEW, 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 AEW. It's awesome stuff, man. AEW is indeed awesome, awesome shit. You guys know how much I love the old AEW. To me, it's the best wrestling around. You know, WWE obviously has the better production. They have the better this. They have the better that. But AEW, they just have the overall better wrestling of the bunch. You know, between the two shows themselves. They really do. And, you know, I love the wrestling. I always did. You know, AEW always held that special place in my heart when it came to pro wrestling. So now let's take a look and hear what Don Callis had to say. And let's talk about it. Alright. So, Don Callis makes his way down to the ring with security all up the ramp. Don Callis says everyone wants to hear him talk about why he did what he did, but instead he will talk about what Kenny Omega did to him, as there is only one victim in this, and that is him. Don Callis claims the IWGP World Heavyweight title was because of him. You know, Don Callis claims that Kenny Omega won the AEW World title on his, when Don Callis made his debut in AEW here. And without Don Callis, there's no Kenny Omega. This leads to Kenny Omega coming out and he starts dropping members of the security that are there to protect Don Callis. But then the Blackpool Combat Club appears and outnumbers him. Jon Moxley says the war is already over and that this is his final warning because they are the elite. The Young Bucks then appear with a variety of weapons. And this is followed by Hangman and Page returning as they run down the ramp and start brawling with the Blackpool Combat Club, sending them up the ramp as the elite stands tall. Hangman and Page says they are the heart and soul of this place, and they are the elite. And Hangman says at Double or Nothing, it is the elite versus the Blackpool Combat Club, anarchy in the arena. I was like, holy shit, that is going to be amazing. And you guys know what that's going to do. It's going to go from anarchy to the arena to blood and guts. That's what it did last year. So that's what's going to happen. And Hangman and Page was also sporting an eye patch. In case you guys didn't know, Hangman and Page was indeed sporting an eye patch tonight on the show. Alright, and then in the final news piece, here that I have for you guys, Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite are set for anarchy in the arena at AEW Double or Nothing. The Elite is back together just in time for a big showdown with the Blackpool Combat Club at AEW's Double or Nothing pay-per-view. And, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and Hangman and Page formally reunited on screen at the very end of Wednesday night's Dynamite. Kenny Omega was the first to emerge from backstage, interrupting an interview with Don Callis, who betrayed Kenny Omega and cost him a steel cage match against the Blackpool Combat Club's leader, Jon Moxley, on last week's AEW Dynamite. However, a large contingent of security guards blocked Kenny Omega's path to revenge, and Don Callis quickly escaped. That is when Jon Moxley and the rest of the Blackpool Combat Club, the American Dragon Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta launched an attack on Kenny Omega. And moments later, the Young Bucks emerged, still hobbled by a backstage attack earlier by the Blackpool Combat Club earlier in the show. Finally, Hangman and Page made his surprise appearance and turned the tide, forcing the Blackpool Combat Club to retreat. Hangman and Page had not been seen on AEW television since the American Dragon Bryan Danielson targeted Hangman's eye with a screwdriver just over a month ago. Hangman, who was sporting an eye patch as a remnant of that attack, Hangman took the microphone and announced that the Elite and the Blackpool Combat Club would meet in an Anarchy in the Arena match at Double or Nothing. Prior to his appearance on Wednesday night's Dynamite, Hangman and Page returned to in-ring action in a match against Big Bill at AEW's Non-Televised House Rules show in Salem, Virginia, this past Saturday night. The first Anarchy in the Arena match occurred at last year's Double or Nothing pay-per-view. On that night, it was the Jericho Appreciation Society, Chris Jericho, Angelo Parker, Daniel Garcia, Jake Hager, and Matt Menard, who defeated the combined forces of the Blackpool Combat Club's Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, along with Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz. And that's that. And that is where we are at, folks. So, that was AEW Dynamite. That is what we indeed have planned here. Anarchy in the Arena. So, I mean, some pretty cool stuff. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. What's up, Jordan? How you doing? Alright, folks. So, now the $1 million question that I know a lot of you have is, what do I rate AEW Dynamite tonight? How do I feel about the show? You know, what would I rate it? Well, I'll give you guys that answer. I'm going to say that AEW Dynamite for tonight, Wednesday. Yes, Jordan, I paid homage and did a tribute to superstar Billy Graham earlier in the show. Yes, I heard the tragic news. I'm going to say that AEW Dynamite for today, Wednesday, May 17th, 2023. I'm going to give AEW Dynamite today, I'm going to give it an old 10 out of 10 plus. And the 2 thumbs up and the big T seal of approval right there for AEW Dynamite tonight. Oh boy. What a great show, though. What a great show. Anything with AEW, just, great show. Very well done, and all the news that I had, I still can't believe all the stuff. That was a lot of stuff, guys, that was covered on this show. You gotta admit, that was a lot of stuff. I usually don't cover that much or do that much news, but because that could have been a whole show within itself, but with everything, going towards this Dynamite episode, I just felt the need that I had to do it and, get you guys in the know, because it's a lot of stuff going on. There really is a lot of stuff going on, and now we can only hope. We can only hope, that Collision's going to be awesome. So, anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me right here tonight. So I will see you guys next time. Yes, there will be a next time for me right here on Beyond the Ring with Big T. That'll be for your WWE Friday Night SmackDown and AEW Rampage review result shows on Friday night. I'll be here on Friday. I'm not going out till Saturday night this week. And don't forget us, and we won't forget you. And, of course, if you want the best, and yes, I do mean the absolute best for all of your professional wrestling needs, right here on the internet, right here on YouTube.com today. Always remember to think Beyond the Ring with Big T. And then, also, guys, almost forgot, I did have the Fiji water tonight. I did. And I'm going to give you guys the Fiji fact right there. Natural artesian, because it is Earth's finest water. So, let's do it. Let's give a Fiji fact. Alright, so, natural artesian. In Fiji, rainfall slowly filters through volcanic rock, adding the vital minerals that give Fiji water its unique and refreshing taste that the water collects in an active, ancient artesian aquifer deep within the earth, where it is protected from external elements. It is the way nature intended water to be, untouched, because it is Earth's finest water. So there you go. And now we're going to finish this off here. And cheers to all you guys. Get booze. No, it's just water, trust me, guys. But, yeah, so, see you guys next time. Yes, there will be a next time for me right here on Beyond the Ring with Big T for SmackDown and Rampage coverage Friday night. Don't forget us, we won't forget you. If you want the best, and yes, I do mean the absolute best for all of your professional wrestling needs, always remember to think Beyond the Ring with Big T. And then, of course, everybody, thank you very much for watching and listening to your AEW Dynamite review and result show for today, Wednesday, May 17, 2023. And then the rating got the 10 out of 10 plus right there, and the 2 thumbs up and the big T seal of approval. And then Thank you very much for watching and listening to your AEW Dynamite review results show for today, Wednesday, May 17, 2023. And then, of course, everybody, as always, you guys know how it goes. Always remember, never ever forget that I thank you, AEW and Tony Khan, for a great Dynamite show tonight. And congratulations on the great news for AEW Collision, starting 1 month from today on June 17th. Because it's May 17th tonight, so June 17th. But yeah, always remember, never forget that I'm your host, Big T. I'll see all of you at the matches. I'll see all of you for your SmackDown and Rampage coverage on Friday night. And take care, everybody. I love you all. And of course, good night, everybody. Ha 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 ha.
This is M-Dog 20, Matt Cross. We're in Cleveland, Ohio, and you were checking out Beyond the Ring with my man, Big T. Thank you, man. Big T.
Hello, this is EC3 of TNA Wrestling, and you are so very fortunate because you are watching Beyond the Ring with Big T.
This is the bad boy, Joey Janela, and you're watching Beyond the Ring, AEW.